Hello, my name is Steven Anderson and I graduated from Vicksburg High School in 2005. But going back 4 years prior, something happened to me that led to this very moment here. So I'm a freshman and I'm walking down the halls during class and I see all the ordinary sights: lockers, vending machines, posters on the wall. But then something out of the ordinary catches my attention. I hear, "Action!" I pause, and I can't really place where the voice is coming from. But I notice a large bin off to my side, and suddenly someone rises out of the bin holding a camera to their eye. Two other students suddenly race by the camera, and they call, "Cut!" and they all huddle around the camera laughing and watch the clip back. I stop in my tracks. I had never seen anything like this in school before. I think back to my elementary years when my best friend and I used to make home movies with his parents' VHS camera. Those were some of my best childhood memories, making those movies, and now I'm seeing high schoolers do it during class hours. I mean, is that even allowed? I had no idea. And I muster up the courage to ask them, and I find out they're in a program called, yes, you guessed it, Education for the Arts. I'm stunned. It's actually a real class, and maybe I could take it too. I had no idea that right here, this was a very big turning point in my life. I had no idea how fortunate I was that this program was in my school. I had no idea I was about to embark on a lifelong passion and career, and start a lifelong friendship with a teacher I had yet to meet. So the next year as a sophomore, I eagerly enrolled in the Intro to Film and Video course with Troy Smith as my teacher. Or, as I had always called him, and still do today, Smitty. In Smitty's class, I spent the year filling my brain with film knowledge, and I quickly fell head over heels for making movies. I continued learning with Smitty during my junior and senior years when I took an independent film study course. I started creating longer form movies and really took advantage of the free film equipment and resources we had at Vicksburg High School. It still blows my mind that we had access to all of that. So lucky. After 3 years in the EFA program, I graduated and headed south to film school at Florida State University. With less than 30 students per class, I quickly bonded with my peers as we directed our own films and supported each other's films in various crew positions. Everyone in film school was extremely creative and talented, but the prior knowledge and experience I had from the EFA program set me apart, and my professors took notice. I had a ton yet to learn, and I still do, but I came into film school with a strong foundation to build upon. This allowed me to walk onto our film sets with more confidence and quickly build my skills throughout college. Film school was definitely a special time in my life. I met some of my closest friends, worked on countless short films, and graduated feeling ready and a bit terrified to start my career in the industry. So I moved to Los Angeles in early 2009 and got a job as an intern at a full-service production company called Soapbox Films. Spoiler alert, I stayed there for almost 15 years. With a very supportive environment filled with genuine, kind, creative people, Soapbox quickly became a home for me. As an intern, I answered phones and made runs to deliver tapes and DVDs to our clients at Disney. But more importantly, I got to shadow various folks throughout the company. Different roles like writers, creative directors, producers, post supervisors. There was a lot going on at this company at all levels of production, and they made such a wide variety of content. Music videos, short films, feature films, short videos for YouTube when it was just finding its feet, and then something I had never really heard of before, creative content marketing. Now, this involved finding creative ways to promote an upcoming film or TV show that is not the trailer. So we would work with the studios, and at the time we worked with Disney, and then eventually that meant Marvel, Pixar, Lucasfilm. We worked with Paramount, Netflix, Apple TV+, and many others. And we would basically brainstorm and write original short scripts to film with the cast. And then we would go on set to film with them or take them to another location and shoot these videos and then bring the footage back to our office and edit them together. The final videos would play on TV, on YouTube or social media, or sometimes on billboards in cities. I wore many hats during my time at Soapbox, but my North Star was always finding a position of creative leadership. And ultimately, I ended up as both the lead creative post-producer there, and more importantly to me, a director on set for all of our shoots. That was always my favorite part of the process. The job at Soapbox taught me how to think quickly when we were on set working with the cast. We had very limited time with them. And as time passed for me, I started leaning into my experience as a director and started to direct based on instinct. But I realized that that instinct first sprouted in Smitty's EFA classroom at Vicksburg. Now, as fun and varied as the work was at Soapbox, I eventually started to feel my growth slowing, and I needed a new challenge. I started opening my eyes to where I could go next. And then, an unexpected opportunity arrived that required a lot of change all at once. The job was to be the on-set field producer and director for all of the behind-the-scenes creative content for the last season of Stranger Things. I would be embedded on the show for the entire duration of filming. So, this involved leaving my stable job of almost 15 years, saying goodbye to my coworkers who were basically family by then, accepting a freelance job that had an end date once the show was over, and last but not least, moving across the country to Atlanta. Despite all the scary change, I was a huge fan of the show already, and this opportunity energized me, and it felt like a once-in-a-lifetime moment. So I pressed that giant red button that said change, and here I am in Atlanta now. This new job and new city has been an absolute blast. I'm learning new things constantly and meeting tons of new people. And I'm still I can't believe that I'm actually here. It's very surreal. But I recognize that I wouldn't be here without the EFA program. I wouldn't be here without that moment in the hallway as a freshman, seeing those students make that movie. And I for sure wouldn't be here without Smitty. I truly cannot place enough weight and importance on Smitty's role in my story as a filmmaker and a growing human being. With his encyclopedic knowledge of filmmaking, his brilliant class structure to help us gradually learn the countless layers of making a movie, his hilarious sense of humor to keep things fun and light, and his caring, reliable hand that provided meaningful direction and support, Smitty has been one of the greatest teachers and influences in my life. And still to this day, we grab drinks and catch up for hours when I visit Michigan. Love you, Smitty. I and the EFA program are so lucky to know you. To all of the teachers and staff in the EFA program, I acknowledge and appreciate all that you do to keep this running successfully. I am forever grateful. Thank you.